The Math Appreciation Society, or the MAS, is a student club at Tasmania State University. The MAS chapter at Tasmania State University is holding its annual election, and their 4 candidates running are Abel, Becca, Candace, and Daniel. We'll call them A, B, C, and D for short. The preference schedule for the MAS officer election is given below. This time we're going to use something called Pairwise Comparisons to find the winner of this election. So with Pairwise Comparisons, we want to match up each player with all of the other players and see how they do on a head-to-head battle. So we'll make up these scoreboards. So we'll have pair up A with B, so A versus B, and then A with C, and then candidate A versus D. Now we have A matched up with everybody, so now we'll move on to candidate B. So candidate B has already been paired up with A, and so we don't need to pair them up again. And so we'll pair candidate B up with candidate C, and candidate B versus candidate D. So now A and B have both been paired up with each of the other candidates. Now we'll move on to candidate C, and we'll put candidate C versus candidate D. We already have candidate C paired up with candidate B right here and with candidate A right here. So this is all of the pairings that we would have in this election. And what we want to do is take a look at who is most preferred between these two candidates with all of our voters. So let's take a look at A versus B. So on these first 14 ballots, we can see that candidate A is above candidate B on those 14 ballots, so candidate A will receive those 14 votes. On the next 10 ballots, we can see that candidate B is higher up on those ballots than candidate A is, so candidate B will get those 10 votes. On these 8 ballots, candidate B is above A, so candidate B will get those 8 votes. Candidate B is above A on these 4, so candidate B will get those 4 votes. And on the last ballot, candidate B is above A again, and so candidate B gets that last vote. So candidate A has a total of 14 votes, and candidate B has 10 plus 8 plus 4 plus 1, which is 23 votes. And so in this head-to-head battle, candidate B won. And so candidate B will get 1 point for winning this head-to-head battle. Now we'll move on to our next pairing, and we'll take a look at A versus C. So on the first 14 ballots, we can see that A is on top, and so A will get those 14 votes. On the next 10, we can see that candidate C is above A, so C will get those 10 votes. Candidate C is above A on the next 8. On this 4, candidate C is above A, so candidate C will get those 4 votes. And on the last ballot, candidate C is above A again, so candidate C will get that last vote. So again, candidate A has 14 votes and candidate C has 23 votes. So candidate C will win this pairing and will get 1 point for that. Now A versus D. So A is above D on the first 14 ballots, so A will get those 14 votes. And we can just quickly notice that candidate A is on the bottom of the rest of the ballots, so you can conclude that candidate D is going to be above A on all the rest of the ballots. So D will have 23 votes, and D will win that pairing. Next, we'll move on to candidate B versus C. And on the first 14 ballots, candidate B is on top, so B will get those 14 votes. On the next 10, candidate C is above B, so candidate C will get the 10 votes. On the next 8, C is above B, so C will get those 8 votes. Candidate B is above C on the next 4, so candidate B will get those 4 votes. And on the last ballot, C is above B, so C will get the last vote. So C has 10 plus 8 plus 1, which is 19, and candidate B has 18. So since C has one more vote, candidate C will win that head-to-head and will get a point for that. Next, we'll move on to candidate B versus candidate D. On the first 14, B is above D, so candidate B will get the first 14 votes. On the next 10, candidate B is above D again, and so B will get those 10 votes. On the next 8, candidate D is above B, so candidate D will get those 8 votes. On the next 4, B is above D, so B will get those 4 votes. And on the last ballot, D is above B, so D will get the last vote. So we can see that B has 14 plus 10 plus 4, which is a total of 28, and candidate D has 9. So B wins that head-to-head. Now, the last pairing, candidate C and D. On the first 14 ballots, C is above D, so C will get the first 14 votes. C is above D on the next 10, so gets that 10 votes. On the next 8, D is above C, so D will get those 8 votes. And then on the next 4, D is above C, so D will get the 4 votes. And on the last ballot, C is above D, so C will get that 1 vote. So C has a total of 14 plus 10 plus 1, or 25, and D has 8 plus 4, or 12. And so candidate C wins that head-to-head battle. Now we need to count up the points for each of our candidates to find out who has the most points. So A won none of its head-to-head battles, so A doesn't have any points. Candidate B won 2 of their head-to-head battles, so they have 2 points. Candidate C won 1, 2, 3 of their head-to-head battles. And lastly, candidate D won 1 of their head-to-head battles. And so the candidate with the most points is C, and so C wins. So that is it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you're having a great day.